everybody. Making a video. It's like been so long since I've made a legit video. So I've got some requests that I've been wanting to catch up on, and so I'm trying to like get my ducks in a row so I could get started on those. Okay, so I've got my big microphone and I've got my new webcam. So I just have to just double check because I just need to make sure this is working right. So hold on a second. Okay, functionality is a check. All right, so all right, let me just relax a little bit and then we'll see where we're going with this. So they want me to talk about, okay, so I've been doing some exploration, all right, and I've been exploring different levels of awareness. So you have levels of awareness that are advanced, and then levels that are explorative, where exploratory. So you have people who are dabbling in trying to comprehend what a spirit world would be like. Is there one? How do I tell if there's a spiritual world when I don't experience the spirit world? And then you have people like me who are like, I'm legit, I'm a psychic medium, I talk to spirits. And then people are like, I don't know about that. I don't know how you can just say that that's what you do. So I kind of wanted to explore different ways of, okay, I don't know exactly how to put my words into place just yet. I've been a little fluffy in the brain this week. I just had a lot on my mind and thinking about a lot of things. And I think, the coming full moon kind of does that to us. It alters our perceptions. Like we get to enjoy these like constant energetic fluctuations. And so what we were dealing with last week is not even close to what we're dealing with this week because the energetic fluctuations are just so constant. So like my experience lately is just fluff in the head. I don't know if you've got fluff in your head, but I got fluff in my head. I got to get that fluff out of there. So plus, okay, so I don't know. I'm checking with the spirit world, and they're telling me that I'm going through like an alteration of how I'm exploring my identity. So exploring it and testing my skills in different ways, sensing things in different ways than I had before, and I'm sort of like stepping back from them just to feel like being a human because I don't get to just be a human being, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to just be a normal person and not have all this going on. But that's not always the way that it is. And so that's what I've been kind of doing. You got all this techie stuff, and that's been exciting. And I've been filling my time with trying to figure out how to make it work right. And one thing you don't know is I got a green screen. Like a big massive green screen, and it like fills up all this space here. And I tried it out yesterday, and I was like working with it for a little while, and I couldn't get it to work right, just because the green, I couldn't get the vibrancy of the green to come out. And so I went to Menards last night. And I bought some massive like workman's lights so I can make it super bright in here and bring out the vibrant green, and so I could have like an awesome background, like I'm talking to you from Gray's Lake or something cool like that. Have like a little spider, like a picture of like a spider right over there, and then like the spiders like crawling right next to me, but it's just a green screen. It's not like actually there, so I have nothing to be afraid of. It looks like it's there, but it's not. So just trying to get that figured out. And the stinky thing is so I got all these awesome big like massive lights, right? Well, they don't come with instructions because obviously, if I work construction, I would just know how to work these things. So I have to figure out how to like remove all of these bolts, and they're like lodged in there, and I don't have a power drill, and I'm like stripping this one bolt. I just got so frustrated. I was just like, man, I'm not like equipped, you know. I don't have like a garage. I don't have like all these things that make this happen. I just need somebody to magically appear with a power drill and then remove these bolts for me. and then I can get this lighting working. So as you can see, I've been doing a lot of non-spiritual things, like trying to figure out how to just make really awesome videos. And then once I can get that going, then I can get back into my spiritual way. But obviously I'm making a video this morning because I've missed sharing. And I can't always share, like, so I have these requests, and I want to share, I want to meet the needs of the viewers, and so I have to kind of wait until the energy feels right, and then I'm aligned with sharing the answer. So I'm not quite aligned with sharing the answer on a few of these, but because I want to talk about something. This is important because I've been thinking about this a lot. This has been on my mind this whole week. How do you, okay, so you have people who are still trying to comprehend how to see a spirit world, right? And here I actually go into the spirit world all the time, and I actually enjoy being there because I get the creative experience of an infinite reality where you could be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. You can go anywhere you want to go. And it's an infinite universe. There aren't boundaries, walls, nothing you can do. You can't, there's nothing you can't do in the spirit realm. There's nothing you can't be in the spirit realm. You want to know what your soul looks like? It can look like anything you want it to look like. So what does your soul look like? Whatever you want it to look like. Seriously, it could be anything. It's an infinite realm, right? It's hard to understand an infinite realm when you live in a concrete physical world, where there's all these rules and all these ways you have to be and all these ways you have to fit in, and you can't scribble outside the lines. You gotta make it right. You know, you gotta be perfect all the time. And in the spirit realm, guess what? You can go hang out with demons. You can go party with you can go do whatever you want. It could be whatever experience you want it to be, and that is for real. And part of, so they're saying, okay, they want me to describe some of the things that I've seen in the spirit realm. So, this is important because I've been learning a lot about evil spirits lately. Part of what I do with my Soul Rebirth journey is I actually heal. So every human being has all this buildup, right? As sort of the soul has all of these experiences from incarnations. And so the experiences create attachments to other souls, and attachments that are memories, echoes of nightmares that don't stop echoing, because it just, what's gonna stop it from echoing? Healing is the only thing that stops the pain, you know. You can't just have a severed leg and then and then just leave it that way, and then just pretend it's not there, and then you go through all these lifetimes. Well, when is somebody going to go back and actually tend to that? You know what I mean? You need somebody to tend to all of this. And they're showing me how, like, all of these memories, like, you could have lived in the Civil War and actually had your leg blown off in that physical life. So the echo of that terrible moment sort of stays until it could be healed through basically a spiritual mending of that echo itself that existed in that moment in time. So now you have all these echoes, right, that build up over all these incarnations, and they get stored in places. This stuff doesn't get deleted. So what you need is somebody to go in and heal the echoes. And these echoes actually have sort of relationships, the sounds themselves, the pain and suffering of that moment, actually it harbors in places, and it festers even. And there's entities that are sort of there in connection with that energy itself. And they sometimes they're the ones that are the ones that gave that gift to you of the it is a gift. The nightmares are gifts. Believe it or not, the pain and suffering and terribleness of life is a gift. So it sucks. I'm not here to tell you I enjoy pain and suffering. Nobody enjoys pain and suffering. But it is a gift. It is a gift of learning. If that bad thing didn't happen to you, what would you know now that, what bad things help us grow. Bad things help us develop into amazing people. When nothing bad ever happens to you, then you don't have that sort of development of comprehension that gives you depth and just more value, as a human being or just as a soul even. And you can tell souls that have a lot of depth and a lot of value because they're just so dynamic, you know what I mean? And souls who haven't had a lot of incarnations, they're just trying to learn. They're trying to absorb and experience things based on their caliber of ability. And that's good. That's wonderful. We need every soul. We need all the souls. And we need souls of all different ages. And we're all learning. We're all exploring. We're all experiencing. And so things that I've been discovering, so when I do these soul rebirth journeys, I go into a spiritual realm. So how do I describe what that's like for somebody who's still trying to understand how to hear a spirit world? They're telling me to just talk about what I see for right now. So what I see is everybody's different. Every soul has a different history, a different library of its own kind. Your soul has its own unique library that's so special. My soul has its own unique library. Nobody's library is going to be exactly like my library. Nobody's. Not a single soul will have a library like my soul. Not a single soul will have a library like your soul. And that's what is so special about you. Everybody is so special, and we don't give anybody credit for how special and awesome each and every one of us is. Young souls are so special. Old souls are so special. We're all so special. So when I go into the spiritual atmosphere of another soul, I actually merge with their energy field, and then I'm shown pictures immediately. And then, and so what I do, originally when I started doing these, I would go into a meditative state. And then when I was done doing the journey, I would go back and try to write everything down as quickly as I could before I forgot. Because when you do these things, you're not in the same frame of mind. You're different alternate senses and state of mind. And so it's detached from the human experience. It doesn't have that concrete way about it where you're not going to remember all the details and things are going to get foggy really fast. So instead, now I'm just sitting at my desk and I type the whole thing out as I'm experiencing it, so that way we don't miss any details. And these things get really long. That's why there's so much writing. You get such a huge report of everything I experienced, and you're going to learn so much about your soul too. So what I'll see are echoes of past lives, of repetition even. I see what are entities that you have sort of incarnated with, and you would perceive them as being evil or demon, but actually they are souls exploring themselves and their identities too. And sometimes their behaviors are actually not evil. They actually need healed, and they need help. They're souls that need help. What I see now as evil spirit would be like equivalent to a teenager who's been rejected, been not treated properly, and now they grow up and they're like a rebel soldier. You know what I mean? It's like they're actually they just need a hug. They just need love. And so you have evil spirits, and yeah, there's some nightmares out there, and some of those evil spirits don't want a hug, don't want love. And some of them actually are in pain and suffering because they can't seem to free themselves from their own behaviors. And so they're just different arrays of them. I have experienced pure evil, not even a margin of not pure evil. So when you stand before pure evil, I mean, it's just another soul, you know. It's just their soul expression. There's nothing I can fear in that. It's just the feeling itself is pure, unwavering evil, and that's it, you know. And so when you face pure evil, and I'm doing a soul rebirth journey, I just I'm in protection. I have a permission slip from your soul to enter into these realms in order to heal you. And then I also have the one that I do the rebirth journey for. I have them provide me with a spiritual gift. So it can be anything. It's reflective. Whatever you choose actually is the correct choice. Whatever you choose and whatever you share with me, it has useful value, as like sincere value and meaning to your soul. And so it's not only a gift that I get to use to heal you, it is a gift I get to use of protection, because it's always a reflection of extreme and pure love. And so it is a reflection of your soul too. It's really beautiful. So when I face these things, I'm not there's no harm or damage that could come to me. And so I just it is time. That is what this is about. It is time. And so when it is time, now they have nothing else they can do but move on to their next assignment, whatever their soul chooses. And so that is what happens. But then I've seen so many different kinds. Some that I've tried to share love with and heal, and they just weren't ready to receive that energy yet, and so they basically run like the devil, like away from me. And so all I can do is basically just ask the spirit realm to ensure that they arrive to their next place, their next destination. I care. I love. Too much. Some of these souls don't like love. And so they're so spirit realm's like helping me through this conversation. They're telling me about vibrations. And so some sounds, everything has a vibration to it, right? So the vibration of love is a certain sound and harmony. And so evil itself has its own sort of harmony, and that is why I call it evil. Because the harmony itself creates a sensory, in my consciousness, in my humanness, I translate that sound, that vibration, as evil. That is what that sound sounds like to me. And so when I share love with evil usually doesn't run away. It's different. I don't know how to describe it. I've only come across evil 2 times, pure evil, unwavering evil. All the other ones that I've come across, they were of a different sort. Entities that were basically bound to another soul that had been harming another soul, and then actually just needed help, needed this needed disconnection from these memories, needed help moving on too, didn't want to be this way, but they too themselves were sort of trapped in like an echo of behavior, and they couldn't get out of it. And so they too needed healing. So I don't not only get to heal your soul, I get to heal other souls too. Other souls that we humans would consider demons, but they're demons that are only demons because they themselves have endured so much pain and suffering that they act out, basically. Don't know how to behave correctly. So they need somebody to come and share love with them and see that they're beautiful too. And then somehow that does heal them. I've seen that version more often than anything else. But the evil ones, usually they don't want to let go, or they're trying to scare me. There's been some very scary times, I'm not gonna lie. I have seen some very demented, terrifying things, but the reality is I'm a human being. My natural instinct is to fear. My soul is not afraid of anything. So when I stand before something that would be terrifying, it's actually not that, it's not scary, because there's meaning and value to everything. And so those evil ones have no choice. They can't intimidate me. They can't do anything. They just have to go and do the next thing. That is what the time has come to be. They have to go and do the next thing. So I'm talking about now, this is what I experience on these. rebirth journeys that I do. And you can, if you're interested in receiving one, it is the most profound and life-altering thing you could possibly get. It is a complete exploration of your soul's atmosphere in the darkest realms of your soul. It is completely healing and mending all of the painful spiritual echoes, sounds from all these lifetimes. It is mending and healing them, purifying them with love. And they harbor in places, and then they have these entities that are attached, and some of them are evil, and some of them actually need help releasing from you. So this is like a big deal, because it releases all of this sort of trauma, spiritual trauma that ends up manifesting into your physical experience in ways that you aren't aware of. And so then once I release it, now all of a sudden you don't have all that weight and all of that heaviness and all those echoes. Now all of a sudden you're free to be who and what you want to be, do your next thing. It's a rebirth of soul. So not only do I release you of all of this pain and suffering, I completely sort of take the dirty laundry, put it in the wash machine, wash it up, and now you come out and you're crystal clear, purified, clean, and a bright new star, you know? None of the past is ever forgotten. It's always there, but it is healed now. It is not there festering in pain and sort of echoes of nightmares. It is actually healing and healed. So I want to talk about this because it's been on my mind a lot about what are demons and what are evil spirits, and they're not what you think they are. They're actually entities that need healing and love themselves, and some of them are quite terrifying because of what they've endured, their own echoes and their own soul learning and development and growth. This is an infinite universe. When did an infinite universe begin? Did it begin 1,000 years ago? Did it begin 1 billion years ago? Did it begin 100 million, trillion, billion, bajillion years ago? You see what I mean? It's an infinite universe. When did it start? So what are we talking about with soul development? Your soul goes through extreme experiences, and sometimes they're so horrible that that alters your soul into exploring a different version of itself, which sometimes manifests then into a demon version. And literally you need that is a part of your soul expression that needs healing. So Spirit's like, so you're saying some soul expressions have demons in them, and I'm saying yes. Souls aren't just one expression. Souls are many expressions. Souls are many identities. And some of the identities, so let's say you have like a really angelic spiritual expression. But inside of that angel are still like a version. So inside of a sphere, how many sides are on a sphere? I mean, they're infinite sides. There's no sides to a sphere, or there are infinite sides to a sphere, right? I guess you could call the sphere as one whole, but a part of the whole is all these reflections. And so there are reflections that are in pain, and so they have sort of a demon version of it. I've seen this. I've seen this. I can't tell you how, or because I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But I've seen this. I'm talking to Spirit Realm right now while I'm talking to you. I try to figure out how best to describe this so you can understand. They're not talking to me. They're not going to help me. All right, so I'll just tell you. The reason why they're not is because they just want me to tell you. All right, so I, Abby, have many versions of my own soul. I've seen a demon version in my soul. My own soul possesses a version of itself that is a reflection of a demon. I've actually seen it. I saw it this week. That's been on my mind a lot. Because I have to heal that part of me. That part of me is has been in so much pain and so much torment, and so has been so derailed that it actually has no choice but to harm. It just wants to harm, and so I have to go and I have to get to that part of me, and I have to heal it, so that way the pain and suffering can end. And it is a part of my soul reflection. I saw it this week. And ever since then, I know I have to take my own journey into my own soul. in order to heal that part of me. And they're saying there are many parts of me that need healing, is what they're saying. And they're showing me that I've been trying to do this for a very long time, but I've been unsuccessful. And the reason why is because I hadn't gotten to a point where I'm at right now, where I would be able, as a human being, to comprehend or even tolerate the experience of healing those parts of my soul. You can't just go into the realms of hell and not have any experience of nightmare, you know? You can't just live like a hunky-dory life and then expect to face demons without wanting to run the other way. It's human nature. As a human being, that is a very big challenge. But because of everything I've been through, it is no longer hard, and now I can actually... I actually have the tolerance level now to see and experience basically absolute terror. I don't know how to describe it. So they're like really proud of me for admitting all of this, because it's important that human beings have a different perspective on what an evil spirit is. They're showing me how for a human being to have the power to discover this and then even heal those souls is like unimaginable in accomplishment in the spirit realm. So as a spirit, they can't. There's real value in what I can do in the physical in order to heal the spiritual. So it's not just spiritual healing physical. When physical chooses to heal spiritual, that is hardcore. That's like a really mind-bending sort of thing. So I'm sort of drifting off because I'm seeing I'm still discovering and comprehending all of this. So that was another thing that I was thinking about this week. How my videos. So I'm not ashamed or shy to showcase all of my videos and just my development, so that you can see me as just a regular person who's trying to come out and share things, and then discovering that I can get help from the spirit realm while I'm sharing, and that's been really good, and that I could actually channel the spirit realm while I'm sort of talking and sharing wisdom. Hold on a second. So that was part of it, was how my videos and what I've learned has developed. So the more that I share, the more I discover, you know, and the more that I accomplish through my readings and through connecting with others and through journey healings and all of that, the more I develop awareness. And so if it weren't for Soul Rebirth Journeys, I would not have this extensive awareness of evil spirits. So that's important. How do you develop? How do you explore a spirit realm? How do you become more? How do you discover more? You actually have to choose to go there and try and do these things, and then take notice of it, and then write it down, or record it, or make your own YouTube videos. Why? I'm telling you this. This is a big deal. Anybody who has spiritual experiences or is trying to understand themselves, their spiritual identity, anything like that, get a YouTube channel. I'm serious. The more of us out there, and I don't care if you're a skeptic or you kind of dabble in it, or you're kind of a beginner in it and you're not really sure. Beginners are great. Everybody needs to see a beginner develop into a real, like, profound spiritual speaker or healer or whatever, because people then can see that even the most average Joe can actually develop. And so if you are wanting to develop, get a YouTube channel, call yourself beginner spiritual person or something like that, and then say, video number 1, hi, I am just trying to discover my spiritual side. This is just day 1. And then make a video every day of your attempts to explore a spirit realm, however you want to do it, however you want to explore it. Talk about the dreams you had last night. Talk about something strange, some like deja vu moment. Every time you acknowledge something that's not quite human is a great day to acknowledge that you are living in a spiritual universe. So that is the purpose of this video, is to talk about this. It's been weighing me down to such a degree that I haven't been able to share it, and it sort of mucks up my ability to know how to make a video, because I get too heavy, and then so I need to make videos all the time in order to keep like the flow going, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just gonna call this a video, and I'm just gonna call it, you know, it's just an exploration of what is an evil spirit, what are demons, and what does that mean exactly? And just to talk a little bit more about a soul rebirth journey, I'm telling you, if you are wanting to feel different, if you are wanting to experience a profound alteration in your experience of life, this will do it. This will absolutely do it. There's a reason it takes me 3 to 4 hours, and you do get an extremely extensive report on everything that has happened, and you will feel completely changed and different. It is the most profound gift that I can give. So, I'm just checking to see what else. Okay, so that's all for now. Eventually I will get this green screen going. Eventually I will get these power tools to use these like giant halogen lights, and then you'll get to see some pretty backgrounds with me instead of just my apartment. And then I can stop having to keep it clean all the time. I'll just like get it really messy, and nobody will ever know. So I'll have a green screen, and it'll have like some beautiful like Gray's Lake image, and behind it's really like this laundry chaos and dishes. So, okay, that's all I'm going to say for this video, but I'm going to make some more videos, so stay tuned, and thank you for watching.